Today I'm going to be covering Kofi Kingston's road to WrestleMania 35. This all began when Mustafa Ali got injured. During a match against Randy Orton, Mustafa Ali suffered an injury and was removed from the Elimination Chamber match. On the February 12, 2019 episode of SmackDown Live, a gauntlet match was set to determine who would enter the Elimination Chamber match last. Kofi Kingston was revealed as Ali's replacement, and he put on a great performance, beating the likes of Daniel Bryan, Jeff Hardy, and Samoa Joe. It wasn't until AJ Styles entered the match, forcing Kofi to tap out to the calf crusher. Randy Orton would go on to win the gauntlet match. Now, the chamber match was good. Kofi was the third man to enter the match. He delivered another great performance. Kofi and Bryan were the final two men in the match. The crowd was 100% behind Kofi. Both men went back and forth. Kofi on a number of occasions had the match won. At one point, Bryan hit the running knee, but Kofi kicked out. He then locked Kofi in the label lock, but Kofi grabbed the rope. Kofi then attempted a splash from the top of the pod, but Bryan rolled out of the way. Bryan then hit the running knee to retain the title. The fans didn't like the result because they wanted Kofi to win the title. After the match, Xavier Woods and Big E came out to support Kofi. The fans gave Kofi a standing ovation and they chanted, "Thank you, Kofi." Kofi sat outside the chamber disappointed in himself. This would mark the beginning of KofiMania. On the SmackDown After Elimination Chamber, Kofi teamed up with Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles to take on Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton in a six-man tag team match. During the match, Kofi called Randy Orton stupid, which was a callback from 9 years ago. Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise on Bryan to get the win for his team. After the match, Shane McMahon came out, and he announced that Daniel Bryan would defend the WWE Championship against. There was a long pause. Kofi chants intensified the arena before saying, "Kofi Kingston." The New Day celebrated as SmackDown went off the air. The following week saw these two have a contract signing. Kofi said that for 11 long years, he's waited for this moment. He thanked Big E, Xavier Woods, and the WWE Universe for their support. He said at Fastlane, he's going to beat Daniel Bryan and he's going to become WWE Champion. Bryan signed the contract first. As Kofi was about to sign the contract, Mr. McMahon came out. He congratulated Kofi for the hard work he's put in for the past 11 years. He then told Kofi that he's replacing him. Big E and Woods didn't like this one bit. McMahon then revealed Kofi's replacement to be Kevin Owens. Owens signed the contract and the match was official. The New Day walked to the back as Big E and Woods expressed their frustration. Owens and Kofi teamed up later that night. Owens hit the stunner on Bryan to get the win for his team. Both men stared down one another as the show went off the air. At Fastlane, the New Day confronted McMahon. They wanted the WWE Championship match to be a triple threat match. McMahon agreed and told Kofi to go out there because the triple threat match was next. Once Kofi came out, it was revealed to be a 2-on-1 handicap match against the Bar. And to make matters worse, both members of the Bar can be in the ring at the same time, so Kofi was at a bigger disadvantage. The Bar double-teamed Kofi throughout the entire match. Kofi tried fighting and fighting, but the numbers caught up to him. Big E and Woods tried to make the save, but Nakamura and Rusev prevented him from doing so. Kofi would go on to lose the handicap match, so Kofi got screwed once again. After Fastlane, the trio confronted McMahon. Big E said that Kofi Kingston has worked hard for 11 years and that he deserves a WWE title match. The boss said that Kofi doesn't deserve a title match. He told Kofi if he was worthy of a championship match, it would have happened a long time ago. Kofi responded by saying, what does he have to do to get a WWE title match? McMahon then booked Kofi in a gauntlet match. If Kofi wins, then he gets his title match at WrestleMania. Bryan complained about this the following week, saying that it's an injustice and that Kofi doesn't deserve a title match. He then ended the promo saying that Kofi is a B-plus player, the same moniker he was given 5 years ago. Later that night, Kofi competed in the gauntlet match. He would go on to beat both Sheamus and Cesaro in 2 hard-fought matches. It wasn't until Rowan came out where things changed. Rowan would dominate Kofi throughout the entire match. He would get himself disqualified after he hit Kofi with a steel chair. He then slammed Kofi through the announce table as Big E and Woods looked on backstage. Kofi from there would go on to beat Samoa Joe. Joe didn't like this and he locked Kofi in the coquina clutch. Referees and officials tried to restrain him. Joe let go as Kofi passed out. Kofi's final opponent was the Viper Randy Orton. Orton entered the ring and he went after Kofi. Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise, but Orton rolled out of the ring. Back in the ring, Orton hit the second rope DDT. Orton was looking for the RKO, but Kofi countered by rolling him up to win the gauntlet match. Big E and Woods came out to celebrate with Kofi. The celebration was cut short because the chairman came out. He congratulated Kofi and told him that he's going to WrestleMania if he can defeat one last opponent. It was revealed to be the WWE Champion, the new Daniel Bryan. The WWE Champion went after a vulnerable Kofi Kingston. Kofi hit the SOS, but Bryan kicked out. Kofi showed great heart and resiliency. In the end, Bryan hit the running knee to get the win. So Kofi got screwed once again, which means Kofi doesn't get his title match at WrestleMania. On SmackDown the following week, Big E and Woods threatened to walk out of the company if Kofi didn't get his title match. Vince then booked Big E and Xavier Woods in a tag team gauntlet match. If they win, Kofi goes on to WrestleMania where he'll face Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Xavier Woods and Big E would win the gauntlet match to give Kofi his title match at WrestleMania. On the final SmackDown before WrestleMania, Kofi and Bryan had a contract signing. Bryan signed the contract first. After educating the fans, Kofi grabbed the mic and said that for months everyone's had to listen to Bryan run his mouth. He said Bryan knows what it's like to have the fans' support going into a big match. Kofi ended the promo saying that at WrestleMania, he's going to beat Daniel Bryan and he's going to become the WWE Champion. Kofi signed a contract and the match was set. Both men stared down each other to end the show. At WrestleMania, these two men faced off. Was tonight going to be Kofi's night, or was Bryan going to continue his title reign? This was an epic match. The fans were behind Kofi throughout the entire match. At one point, Bryan hit the running knee, but Kofi kicked out. Kofi then hit the Trouble in Paradise to become the new WWE Champion. 11 years. 11 long years. Kofi Kingston has finally captured the WWE Championship. From mid-Carter to world champion, Kofi celebrated with his two sons in the ring. Big E then brought a gift into the ring. Once they opened it, it was revealed to be a new t-shirt for the WWE Champion. Kofi continued to celebrate his victory with the fans. And that's Kofi's road to WrestleMania. I like the story they were telling because they didn't think Kofi was good enough to be champion, but he proved them wrong by winning the title at WrestleMania. What did you think of KofiMania? Comment it down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.